I'm getting ripped tonight. R.I.P. that pussy, yeah!
Could I interest you in everything, all of the time? A little bit of everything, all of the time. Apathy's a tragedy and boredom is a crime. Anything and everything, all of the time. Oh shit, you're really joking at a time like this. Wow, look who's inside again. We're out to look for
ADHD Truths Part 6, maybe 7. Having ADHD is like living one giant contradiction, as if everything you say, feel, do, or think is contradicted in some way, shape, or form. For example, sometimes you have so much energy you don't even know what to do with yourself. Other times you're hit with chronic fatigue and you literally cannot move. Sometimes you get a lot of things done, and again, then sometimes you physically can't move. You're paralyzed from your mind. Then you can hyper focus because you can get all these things done at once. Whereas other times you still can't move, you're just paralyzed. Like somebody can give you verbal instruction and you're like, come again? And then other times you can hyper-focus so well that you can learn in 2 weeks what it takes some people 2 months, sometimes 2 years to learn. Why are we like this?
Hey man, you have ADHD, right? Yes, I do. Can you try to explain it to me? It's really quite simple. Imagine your brain is a computer and every thought you've ever had is a tab on that computer. And you can never shut down any of the tabs. They are all still open, and every time you want to think about one thing, you have to comb through every single tab. That sounds like it's kind of stressful. I'm used to it. It's like every day. Well, is there anything else? I genuinely can zone out for hours. I zone out too. I can zone out and my brain will write a movie while I'm zoned out. I come back to reality and I'm like, that was a good movie. I can't even imagine that. Also, if I'm anticipating something that's at the end of my day, I physically cannot be productive with anything else until that thing happens. Why not? No idea, but I physically cannot do anything else. Okay, well, is that it? Sometimes my brain does really dumb things. Like what? One time I got distracted, which happens very easily, and I put my shoes in the snack closet and I lost them for a week. Why would you not check there? Why would my shoes be in the snack closet? Oh, fair point. Are you sure you're just not stupid?
How are you so relatable? Really don't know. Hey, why do you still think about that conversation that you had 5 years ago and wonder if you were awkward or not? Hey, that was too personal. I don't know how I do it. Hey, you probably feel like you're faking it. You're not, don't worry. Truth hurts. No, it hurts me the worst. Hey, you don't remember much of your childhood, do you? But you remember the trauma? And you tend to bring it up in conversation quite a lot. I do bring it up in conversation a lot. How do you know? Just jokes. At least you're not alone. All right, love you.
Okay, if you're hot and mentally ill, you're gonna wanna try this hack. You're gonna grab the biggest bottle of water you possibly can find. You're gonna grab your prescribed medication. You're gonna open it, right? Take out the dosage that you are prescribed, okay? Put it in your hand, pop it into your mouth, like so. Grab that big bottle of water, open it, I'm ready. Okay, try this, stitch it, and let me know how it goes.
ADHD people get very motivated when they get told that they can't do things. So with that in mind, ADHD people, I bet you can't drink some water right now.
This one is not too terribly uncommon. I've actually heard about this quite a bit. Myself, not so much. I hate wasting food, so that probably comes into play. But more than that, in a lot of cases, we actually develop a hyperfixation on certain foods. And I'll give you an example. When I was in college, there was a period of time where I went 3 weeks non-stop, eating nothing but Chef Boyardee raviolis. 3 weeks non-stop. I was a college student, don't judge. And after that 3 weeks, I did not want to touch the stuff again for about 2 years. We had another episode with pizzas from a certain pizza place. That went on for about 2 weeks. And after that, I didn't order from them for about 2 years. Is that something that sounds familiar to you? Can you relate? Let me know. Give me a stitch, duet, throw a comment.
You gotta wake up at 4 a.m. every day and grind. Dude, I get mentally exhausted just from thinking about vacuuming. That's why you gotta grind. That's why you gotta stay motivated. But if my dopamine wants to do that, it'll do it. But if there's no external pressure or guilt that I have, then I don't think I can do it. No, you gotta do it for the betterment of yourself. Oh, my brain enjoys self-destruction, so.
If you have ADHD, you might notice that oftentimes you need something else going on to help you focus. Music, a podcast, a parade going by. But sometimes having anything else going on while you're trying to focus on something is the worst. And I think I just figured out why. The ADHD brain has a really hard time focusing on something if it's not sufficiently stimulated. So sometimes if there's a really boring task, you throw on a podcast, you throw on some music to try to bump up the stimulation that's going on in your brain so you can focus. But sometimes that thing that you're trying to focus on is itself stimulating enough, in which case all that other stuff going on is just preventing you from getting the stimulation from the thing, which is super frustrating. Sometimes other stuff going on helps something be enough, but sometimes it prevents something from being enough. Now follow for more ADHD content.
Come da venga, vedi I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen of neurodivergent TikTok, specifically ADHD TikTok, you guys are gonna love this. I have just found the most amazing word. Spuddle. To work inefficiently, to be extremely busy whilst achieving absolutely nothing. Let's get real here. How many of us have actually done this? How many of us have spent an entire day doing this? Now when your relatives say, you've done nothing all day, you can hold your head high and say, I have been spuddling.
Okay, this is totally like nobody cares, but I just got off work and I just started using ADHD medicine, and like my life would have been so much easier if I had had this shit as a child when I was in school. Do you know how much of a badass, successful bitch I would be? I know this medicine's basically like microdosing meth, but like, hey, my brain doesn't have static in it anymore, and it's great.
I saw that. What was that? What'd you just do? Ugh, there was a harmony in the song. But why you move like that? I don't know, some sensory bull. Take it as a compliment. It means I'm not masking. But there's a virus. No, that's not, you know, it doesn't matter.
So you're telling me that you have ADHD? Yeah, that's correct. I have ADHD. And you said that you're never late? No, it's really rare for me to be late to anything. How is that even possible? Yeah, so I have ADHD and anxiety, so I tend to hyper-focus on what I have coming up and have it noted in several spots so that I don't forget. And then when we get to the day of the event, I can only prepare for that thing. I can't focus on anything else. And then because I'm so concerned about being late and have a touch of time blindness, I leave super early to make sure that I arrive in plenty of time, usually with a lot of time to spare, and I just wait around until the thing starts. Wow, that's great. Yeah, I've come this far with it.
Turn it off.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows? Only shake that body, say the motherfucker drill. Get crunk with it, get loose with it. Like Shaw said, let Bruce Deuce hit it. Get crunk with it, get loose with it. Like Shaw said, let.
To my neurodiverse compatriots, do you ever do the whole like burn it to the ground thing? And by that I mean you start to feel overwhelmed in a situation or at a job or in a relationship or just life in general, and your response is, I know, I'll burn it to the ground. I shall salt the earth so that nothing will grow here again. I shall change my name and start over in a new life. Call me Broomhilda. I'm a beekeeper now. I didn't really realize that was the thing I was doing until I took a really close look at my life. And I realized, yeah, I burn shit to the ground a lot. But it's only so that I can be a phoenix rising from the ashes of the house that I intentionally set on fire. This explains a lot. Anyone else?
I forgot my keys again. Why is my memory so bad? Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's nothing wrong with your memory. You have a fantastic memory. I'm listening. You still remember the entire interior of your friend's house from 3rd grade, and you only went there like 3 times. Yeah, Stacy Gregoridge. I'll bet you still remember the license plate from your family car when you were a kid. 2JXY780. You're right. So why do I forget my keys all the time? You don't misplace your items all the time because you have a bad memory. You're just not mentally present when you put them down. How are you supposed to remember something that you're not even there to witness? I see where you're going with this. You're not forgetful, you're just absent-minded. Absent-minded? I mean, it's not like my brain is gone. It's just not here, it's somewhere else. That's what absent means. It means that you're not here. It doesn't mean that you're dead. That's fair, I'm not forgetful, I'm absent-minded.
It's not a soul out there, no one to hear my prayer. Give me a man after midnight. Want somebody help me chase the shadows away. Give me a man after midnight. Take me through the darkness to the break of the day.
Yo, Mike, you getting your work done?
No, I've been at it for an hour and I just cannot.
Well, you have your fidget toys, so...
I cut them up.
I'm sorry, you what?
I cut them up.
Okay, well, you know, I might have something that might help. Hold on. So what this is, Mike, is... you finished?
Yeah, I did. Someone started mowing the lawn. Probably the white noise.
And it was that easy?
Mom, I can do anything. My ADHD just has to agree.
Executive dysfunction is such a bizarre phenomenon to explain to people who don't have it. I want to do the task. I'm tired of not doing the task. In my brain hole is like, do the task, just do the task. You're anxious because you haven't done the task. But alas, I cannot. Feels like there's like a toddler in my head that I have to like appease in order to get things done. Like sometimes I just give it gifts. I'm like, if we go to Target and buy the compression shorts we need because we're in pain, I'll let you get some candy. My brain's like, candy? I love candy! Yeah, let's go to Target! And the fact that I bribe myself with food probably is why I've gained 40 pounds during the pandemic. Yay! My solutions are also problems! Sometimes that doesn't even work. I can't even bribe the executive dysfunction. I just have to wait until a deadline looms, and all of a sudden my brain switches to hyperfocus, which I desperately hope happens because I need to find a new apartment. But apparently that's a problem for Future Pat. Hooray!